Now the world held its breath as Armstrong and Aldrin entered the lunar module, leaving Mike Collins behind.
And Armstrong and Aldrin within the LEM, that will be their home for the next 30 hours or so.
For the astronauts' families, it was a nerve-wracking experience.
Well, in our homes during flight, we had air-to-ground communications. We called them the squawk box because it squawked all the time.
Can make a small trim maneuver.
I had the squawk box in my bedroom and I had one out in the living room, and I did listen to those. All I knew is that if everything worked, they would attempt to do it, and they would, I would think, be successful. That was in the back of my mind. But everything had to work. And it just wasn't likely.
Put your tracking light on, please.
It's on, Mike.
While Armstrong and Aldrin began the final 60-mile descent to the surface, Mike Collins remained in lunar orbit.
I figured that our chances of 100% success were about 50-50.
At least the crew had few doubts about each other.
That was a good read back, Buzz.
I never really had any thought that Neil might have some hesitation about anything.
But almost as soon as they started the descent, things began to go wrong.
We've lost data with Eagle.
Capcom Charlie Duke putting in a call to the crew.
As they went around the moon, looking at their trajectory, the bottom fell out. We started having communication problems, had data drop out.
Eagle, Columbia. I'm reading you loud and scratchy. Neil's not coming through too well in his box.
Then as they descended towards the surface, the main computer began to raise a series of alarms.
Program alarm.
And then started getting a computer overload alarm. And that really shocked me, as that could potentially be a showstopper on the mission.
Give us a reading on the 1202 program alarm.
Neither of us knew what 1202 meant. We knew where we could find the answer, but it was in a document about that thick, and you'd have to leaf through it. And here we are halfway down, landing on the moon. But there's a bunch of guys back on Earth. They can look it up.
The team at Mission Control found an answer in 23 seconds.
We're going that flight. We're going that alarm. Roger, we got you. We're going that alarm. Capcom, we're go for landing. Eagle, Houston, you're go for landing, over.
Now, just 3,000 feet above the surface, everything hung on the skill of one man.
Manual attitude control is good.
Neil took over, and he was focused on doing a landing.
That was his one opportunity in a lifetime to make a landing on the moon.
750.
As Armstrong got his first close-up look at the landing site, he discovered it was strewn with boulders.
Pretty rocky area. Yeah, fuel.
And with fuel running low, he had only seconds to decide what to do.